Oh boy. That's what happens when you get me in stereo.
It's
Apparently,
like,
I'm an integrated camera today, so
uh,
that's a little different. Also, let me see
yeah,
if I can fix that. Edit name.
it's like, and here we go, we go, we go, we go. So but man, happy New Year's Eve as we close out 2025, everybody.
That is
Um,
correct.
so we've seen a handful of, or I've seen a handful of posts for Hypno Thoughts Live coming up this summer in Las Vegas. And you know what? If you guys want to get out and pre-scout Las Vegas in January, you've got a few more hours to go and get your hotel reservation for Performing Hypnosis Summit 2026, January 23rd through 25th. And, start off the new year, kind of orient yourself in the right direction, plot your course for the year, and send it. So,
That's a good way of looking at it, because I was actually talking to a few different people today as I was out and about doing my errands and whatnot. I had to get an oil change and pick up water jugs and blah blah blah. Just little
yeah.
things.
Mm-hmm.
And so we got Sammy, who's in Ontario, and Fraser, who's in Scotland, all saying Happy New Year's. Thank you muchly. Thanks for joining us. So just going to do a couple of quick announcements here. But yeah, there's a variety of attitudes out there right now. It's the end of the year. Oh my God, we made it.
I have it on good authority that I have achieved the level of financial status that I do not have to work for the rest of the year. I have almost arrived.
Almost arrived. There you go. That's a good way of looking at it. And or the other side is, I'm so looking forward to next year because I'm going to do all this amazing, wonderful stuff. Which, hey, if you're going to do amazing, wonderful stuff next year, that's awesome. You still have don't there was a comedy routine, and somebody kind of was getting close to cutting to the punchline, and the comedian turned to him and said, "Don't rush the bit. you
Yeah.
still you still have 7.5 hours, give or take, wherever you happen to be in the world, to basically finish out 2025 strong."
And then tomorrow morning, don't forget to set the year ahead on your hand. So when you're writing like checks and dating documents and stuff, you're not going, because I already had a little bit of a premature thing where I was like, all right, January 31st deadline to book your rooms. And then
Yes.
I'm thinking, oh, January's right around the corner. And then I was like, all right, this is the 31st. But no.
The good news is there is an actual January 31st. It's not like you pick like June 31st.
Or February 31st.
Could be, yeah. I mean, then who knows what kind of alternate dimension we're in.
And you know what? At this point in time, I'd be like, all right, I'll take it. Especially after, 2024, kicked us in the nuts.
Yep.
2025 wasn't a whole lot better. And, Richard Cole, he's got the French spelling of checks. That's the expensive sounding.
That's actually the British spelling of check, as in exchequer.
Oh, got it. Oh, so Becca was going to an event with her family tonight. She's probably already there.
Yep.
And so she sent me a screenshot off of her phone, and she was asking about an outfit, and it's the British or English version of appetizers. It's like campies or canapes, or how are the napes?
Canapes?
What?
Canapes?
Canapes. Okay. It had all the little squiggly lines and stuff all over it. And I'm like, okay, I was today years old when I was like, that's just a small appetizer.
Well, in this part of the world, yes. I mean, I am planning on making a bunch of chicken tonight. I have a big package of chicken thighs, and half of them are going to get fried and then slow baked in a slow cooker, and the other half are going into the oven, and we'll eat those tonight.
So Scott King asks, what's the update? So Scott, Shawn didn't give me powers, but
hang on.
Scott, hopefully you've got hotel rooms booked, or at least a reservation, or something on the table that you can cancel with at least 24 hours notice of your planned check-in date, and then you can sort out whether you take the magic carpet, an airline, whatever method of travel that you'd like. We'd love to see you. And then Shawn, Richard Coles, he's just presenting online, correct, this year?
Yeah, Richard is presenting online this year.
Okay. Well, he's going to be missed in person.
Well, definitely. Who's going to lead the 3 o'clock in the morning breakfast? I mean, that's 3 o'clock in the morning. That's no 3 o'clock in the morning Pacific time is actually 6 a.m. Eastern. So
I had a 3 o'clock in the morning. I had a 3 o'clock in the morning solo breakfast at the Denny's across the street, and that was its own adventure.
I can imagine.
Another story for another day. But we've got. I'm going to be putting a post out on probably the Performing Hypnosis group, and then also it'll probably be, if I can do it, the Performing Hypnosis Summit event discussion. If it'll let me pin that, it'll be, here's kind of all of our extracurriculars that we're planning on doing. And then any links, if you need to pre-purchase tickets or anything like that, any directions, don't stress a whole lot about it. So there, how do I put this? There may be something really cool that happens if you guys are in person. Nothing confirmed, nothing denied, but fingers crossed that something might happen. If it does, it's going to be awesome. But if not, there's always next year. Things are always kind of in the works.
Yeah.
But Scott says, I am also going to be missed in person. But Scott, are you really going to be missed?
I'll miss
no,
Scott. I actually do miss Scott. We used to talk regularly in the Hypno Hustle, and we haven't had one hosted for a while. So,
this is my turn to kind of get some shots in. He's been giving it to me, hypnosis hero all the time in the comment section. So, no, if you guys want some stuff on AI and some tutorials on how to do that, Scott has definitely kind of that encyclopedia there, the wealth of knowledge and doing some great things. So money is well spent. But yeah, so
the other big update that we have
is the schedule finally Dan Goyette.
It is as locked as we can make it. We have a transporter lock. We're just waiting on the signal from the away team to beam them up. How about that? Scott will understand.
Okay, I'm like, the schedule is locked. # subject to change. Maybe some foreshadowing.
Always subject to change. All right, so yes, our main conference, as it looks right now, we're kicking things off with Michael Brody and Brent Arnold, followed by another Michael DeShalit, and Joe Beth is one of those sessions that may move a little bit depending on his schedule, because he actually won't be with us this year either.
Yeah, he got one of those like mafia, or no. He's going to be down in Mexico, so that's probably more like he got like some super awesome offer from a cartel, maybe to do that's the rumor that I'm going to start is, and then depending on tariffs and all that stuff is going to depend on time zone and what his availability is. But we are still planning on having Joe Beth give his presentation. Definitely not one to be missed. If you're in person, I think we're gonna. What are we going to do with the online presentations for the people who attend? Are they going to have access to it later?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Your ticket guarantees that you have access for 90 days after the conference is over, or after the
Okay.
videos are posted, is probably the better scenario, because it does take a little bit to, cut off the beginning and the end, and the transitions and whatnot, and make them proper videos. So
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I can help Grant speed that process up this year. So we'll see if we can get those videos out, early February instead of late February.
Yeah.
And then you'd have 90 days to watch the videos. If you are a presenter and you do want your video, you can contact either Brian or myself after the videos have been posted. We'll both have copies of them that can be shared, and you can download your video and use it however you will, uh,
Uh-huh.
within reason and legally and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
But Tommy V, I am actually really looking forward to this presentation. I've been in touch with Tommy a few times over the last little bit here. He sent me some pictures and some video that we're gonna move into a PowerPoint presentation for him, and I'm actually really looking forward to this for two reasons. One, it talks about legacy,
Hmm.
and then the other reason that I'm looking forward to it is, uh, early days when I was looking for hypnosis materials and whatnot online, there really wasn't a whole lot, but Ormond McGill and Jerry Valley were both referenced a ton by anybody who had anything online. So I'm curious to know what it was like for Tommy as he was growing up, as this relationship was developing between his dad and Norman McGill, and so yeah, I'm thoroughly looking forward to being in on that one.
Hmm.
Uh, we're gonna follow that up. We're gonna do something a little different this year. We've moved the panels from the end of the day to right after lunch. And so the expert panel right after lunch on Friday will deal with ab reactions on stage. How do you deal with it? Because it is important.
Hmm.
And then we'll follow that up with Tommy and Dan. And Dan's, the first rule of hypnosis: don't be creepy. I put the dot 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 in there because there needed to be a dramatic pause, I thought. Especially with Dan. With Dan, you always need to have a dramatic pause.
Hey, Sean, I got to step away real quick
Yep, not a
from
problem.
this
I'll
call.
just roll through this here real quick.
Okay.
Tracy Harden is going to talk a little bit about what you can do with Suno and ChatGPT. Again, tools that you can use that are low cost or no cost that you can um, increase the experience of your shows. Dennis Ridgway is going to talk about upping your game with hypnotic voice. And then we kick into Saturday. Friday night, of course, we'll be out, I believe, with Hypnosis Unleashed and Kevin Lepine's show. He'll do a Q&A afterwards. So be prepared for an outing right after the events on Friday. Saturday, of course, we get into some more practical things that you can do in terms of either gaining business with Claude Haggerty or working on what Scott Sandlin referred to as your moneymaker, your voice. And so you have your choice of those sessions right off the hop. Misty Knight, or Lisa, as many of us know her as, we'll be talking about how to conduct successful group inductions, which, if you're a stage hypnotist, you're eventually going to have a group that you're going to need to work with. So there's some things there. Israel is going to talk about his mentalist twist on stage hypnosis, and Chris Jones, that one may move as well, but it will be on how I hypnotize and hashtag Howie. So there may be AGT link there. And then Kevin Lapine will be talking about. Oh, did we miss? I bet you we missed it. No, we haven't done it. That's right. Hypnosis is theater, crafting a show, not just a routine. Jeff hasn't sent us what he's talking about, but he's Jeff, so it'll be something technical, I'm sure. Uh, And yes, you know what, Richard? You know, talking about the fact that it's great to see the ladies of hypnosis presenting, 100%. And if you are a female stage hypnotist and you want to present, let us know, because it is something that we want to make sure that we do represent everybody in the field. And it's one thing to have just a bunch of guys talking about it, but it's quite another approach when we have uh, female speakers and looking at their experience. I know last year a lot of people were um, you know quite impressed with Deanna's presentation and her perspective on things, and so I'm looking forward to more of that this year. Merge McVeigh is going to be in, and he's going to talk about how to monetize and profit from street hypnosis. So we may do some of that, along the way. Tracy's, again, she's got a Krispy Kreme approach to comedy hypnosis. I'm assuming that because it's an American franchise, Tim Hortons is out of the running. I don't know, Richard, what you think about that, but I got to think a good Canadian maple is uh, you know not unheard of. Tommy V again presenting on the hand clasp experiment to get the best volunteers, and something that Grant said when we were talking about the schedule. He said, if you get that right, hypnosis just follows. So again, talking about how we can be efficient on stage, get things done quickly, so that we can move into the show. Figured you might like that. And then Salish talking about dominating in the college market. So again, lots of sessions to deal with the financial aspect of running the business behind the hypnotist, and then also the practical. How do you work things on stage? How do you prepare extra resources so that you can, uh, you know, change it up in your shows and so on and so forth. And then we hit Sunday. And you'll notice that Sunday kind of ends a little bit early, and there is a reason for that. So Jason Simmons is coming across from the UK, and he'll be presenting on mentalism again. And you're thinking, well, this really seems like things are doubling up. And I've said this many times before. As a teacher, having two people teach the same subject to the same students, they will pick up on different things. And so, and each teacher has their own dramatic flair, shall we say. So we have that again, and then Alan and Lisa talking about what to do when you're starting out. So if you're at zero and you want to get to 100K or 200K or 250K or 450K or 500K or 999,999K, launching from zero to six figures, how do you get there? What's the roadmap look like? And so they'll have that first part of the day. Jonathan Royal will be talking about the Royal Road to Hypnosis Success online. At this point in time, the 90-minute sessions have kind of dropped a little bit in time value to 75 minutes. So we had to rework some things and steal a little bit of time from the welcome and networking in the morning as well. So that is a little bit shorter as well, because we needed to add a couple extra sessions. So, which is always a good problem to have. At 10:45, Casey has done her first shows this year, and so she's going to talk about the journey to get to your first show, and that's always a good one. And I remember Joe Beth last year was talking about his first year as a hypnotist and what that looked like. Yeah, everybody has a slightly different experience, but I know Casey is going to talk a lot about what it was like for her as she stepped out right up to the point where she got on stage and wowed the audience. Christina J is going to be talking about the professional part-time comedy stage hypnotist, and that's something that would be near and dear to me as well, because I am a professional part-time comedy stage hypnotist, at least for the next year, um, possibly two. We'll see. But yes, retirement is, if the gray in the beard hasn't hasn't said anything yet. Retirement is looming. And then some guy named Richard Cole. I've heard of him before. Sounds like a sales guy, but he has secrets to closing more gigs, which is, hey, if you're more efficient at that, you spend less time having to market and more time actually working the shows that book with you. So, again, it's online. Tune into that, because it is something that I think all of us can benefit from. There's always another um, thing that we can improve, and the more that we improve, the more efficient we become, the better we get at what we do, and how we go about doing it and preparing for it. And yeah, again, designed around the practical knowledge that you need to run the business behind the hypnotist. Um, Kevin Lapine is going to talk about surviving Vegas and how that knowledge grows your career. We may have an additional guest speaker joining Kevin. That's one of those cool surprises that Brian was talking about. And we'll end it off online with Jesse Lewis and the 4 pillars of getting. Oh my gosh, my spreadsheet cut off the end of that. Hang on. The 4 pillars of getting what? Well, you know what? I actually have the spreadsheet here, so that's one of those things that I can that I can easily fix right now. There we are. The 4 pillars of getting bookings.
I will have 904s to you by Friday.
Marketing is huge. If you're not marketing, you may not actually have any incoming business. So the more that you market, the more efficiently that you market, the more efficiently you close on those people that do contact you, the more you get to work. The more you get to work, the more business you have, the more reason that you would need advanced financial planning for your business at any stage. And the way to get there could be through sponsorships. It could be through creating a better show. It could be through some of the technical things that you need. It could be through improving your approach. All designed to go together. Then, of course, we'll have the Aisha ceremony right after lunch, the Broken Watch ceremony for Tom Silver, and the Aisha pinning ceremony. We'll close it off with the leaders panel. Whatever announcements and awards and so on and so forth, we'll deal with those. And then after that, the outing Sunday night will be to the Silver Sevens and Michael DeShalet's House of Magic, which is a 5 p.m. show. So hopefully we don't run too far over that, and we're able to get to Michael's show on time, not cause a ruckus 5 minutes after he starts. But that is PHS 2025. Of course, the other thing that we do have is the post-conference Tom Silver Foundation. It is specifically designed. Tommy Girolando will be delivering the session. It is a specific Tom Silver methodology course. And so, of course, Tom had all kinds of years of experience, but he also had different ways of doing things. And, the scientific piece of it, of course, appeals to a lot of people because there is something that is when something is backed by science, people tend to relax a little bit easier around you, and they can you can definitely utilize some of these uh, methods on stage. Now, instant inductions and all manner of things. And remember, Tom was also one of the most widely recognized hypnotists because he was on TV a lot as well. So think about this. You come to the conference. It changes your life. You actually attend the Tom Silver Foundation post-conference. You get even more knowledge. You come back next year and you're presenting because you had such an epiphany. Your life changed so much that you were able to jump out full time into hypnosis, and you're making $102,498. How about that? And you've been on TV, even if it was just for an interview, talking about hypnosis. All that could be yours for the very low price. Let's go back up to the top and talk about tickets. Booking tickets for the very low price of $227 in person, which means you need to buy your ticket today and you need to book your hotel room today, because after today, the hotel room block is released to the general public and you would pay regular rates. Now, the savings are comparable to what you would find online with third party deals and whatnot. The value of booking through this here is, if there is a problem with your room, we can deal with it as the conference with you, so that you're not out on your own trying to fight with I don't want to name names, but there's a few booking places and pedias and whatnot that are out there that you could wind up paying a lot more for. So there it is. If you could only attend online and you want access to the videos, all the videos, they will be there. And by all means, book an online ticket. We will have all of that set up and ready to go for January 23rd. There's Tommy G. Orlando. Hey, we were just talking about the Tom Silver Foundation post-conference. I should also mention, let me go back to the schedule, that this here, when you click on this payment link, it does not go to PHS at all. It goes directly to the foundation. So, that is set up specifically that way, so that the foundation gets 100% of those benefits. And if there's problems or issues or questions, Tommy is actually the gentleman that you want to talk to, because, as I said, he's the educator for the Tom Silver Foundation. All right. Lots of information, I know. But very quick updates. We wanted to let you know that the schedule's been updated. It is transporter locked. We're just waiting on one more detail before we lock it up completely. We don't want to leave an away team down on the surface for any great length of time. That's just asking for trouble, or troubles, whichever. And only a Trekkie will get what I just said. Yeah, Tommy says, send me your questions. Exactly. So, anything that you want to know about that? I won't be able to take advantage of it this year, but I'm hoping that in future years we're able to cross paths enough that I'm able to learn some of this from Tommy, because it is something that I think would definitely benefit me and improve my my shows as well. So, a trouble with tribbles, that is correct. Trials and tribulations, if you're a DS9 fan. But yes, Tribbles and Klingons don't get along. Let's put it that way. Okay, so schedule's been updated. Get your rooms booked. If you're signing up for the Tom Silver Foundation and you have questions, Tommy G. Orlando is your contact. I think that's everything except, you know what? Happy New Year. Looks like Brian is away here, so I'm going to hide him from the stream. Yeah, it is that time of the year where we say goodbye to 2025 and hello to 2026. I know it seems kind of arbitrary. A lot of people will say, well, it's not really the new year until the until spring is sprung in March 21st or 22nd, depending on whenever they've decided. I got married on March 21st because it was the spring equinox there, but then they changed it, and then everything else went with it. So, but whatever it is, whenever that exact time is that spring is actually, um, you know, they often consider that the beginning of the year. So, whatever you decide, if you decide that January 1st is technically the reset, 1/1/2026, go for it. If you want to wait an extra 3 months for your reset, that's up to you. Personally, I don't see the point in waiting, but reset what you can when you can and carry on with the stuff that's good. That's the best way to do it. And Richard Gold saying happy New Year to me and all the best. And I totally concur with that statement. On behalf of Brian Grant, who is actually on assignment, he should be actually done performing now and probably on his way back home. Yeah, have a great end to 2025, and we'll see you in 2026. Till then, take care, stay well, be awesome. Night, everybody.